These might be the best hoop shoes for dudes with tiny meat. Why are you still watching? Up first, we always talk traction. And these babies feature a rather funky, triangular, multi-directional traction pattern. This pattern features a solid amount of surface area to make contact with the court, but the grooves are rather shallow. And the materials that make up the outsole is this reinforced polyurethane material that is known for being rather light and durable. With this combo of materials and the traction pattern itself, I would say ideal for indoor, a lot of surface area to catch that grip on the court. But for outdoor use, with these being very durable material, you'd think they'd be good for outdoor use, but with the grooves being so shallow, I'd probably say there are better options. But enough technical stuff, let's check out the traction test and then maybe talk about performance. As y'all can see, that traction, immaculate. The Biospeeds really performed off rip. I feel like the break-in time on these babies were pretty much non-existent. The traction, like no break-in time needed. Absolutely phenomenal off rip. They performed at an extremely high level, very beautiful bite, very amazing grip. So overall, I think it's a rather well-designed setup that performs extremely well. Only real complaint I have is the depth on the grooves. Aside from that, these babies are pretty phenomenal. Easy, 9 out of 10. Now the cushion setup on the Biospeeds is a combination of that quick float technology alongside some CQT midsole. For some context, CQT is an advanced midsole technology developed by 361 for a cushy and responsive experience. It's a foam-like technology similar to that of like Wade Boom, Nike React, Adidas Boost. You get the gist. But something unique about CQT is they use an environmentally friendly process in making the compound. So you know what? Shout out to them. But enough fun facts. You guys want to know, how did the cushion feel? The setup and technology that I mentioned resulted in an awfully balanced cushion setup. It provided a good amount of court feel alongside an adequate amount of bounce, impact protection, and overall feel. The one thing I can promise, if you guys get these babies, you will not be disappointed in the cushion department. Easy, 8.7 out of 10. Just like most hoop shoes do it nowadays, the Biospeeds feature a ton of beautiful support technology. First, as every single basketball shoe does, they feature a heel counter. This essentially prevents heel slippage, enhances stability, and provides some ankle support. Next up, they feature what they call a quick bone carbon fiber plate, which, fun fact, quick bone was my nickname in high school. But put in simpler terms, it's a shank plate right in the midsole. All this does is improve force transfer and provide some structural support. And on top of this, they feature a large TPU support that extends from the forefoot all the way to the inner heel. This enhances lateral stability for those quick cuts. And lastly, the Z-thread upper, I won't go too deep into this because we're about to get into the material section, but long story short, this material is extremely supportive. And in these babies, I was able to make those quick cuts, those quick crossovers that I'm known for, dunking on people as per usual. Overall, man, a very supportive setup. Easy, 9.3 out of 10. Now that we're talking materials, let's start off with the outsole. As we mentioned earlier, it's that reinforced polyurethane material that's rather light, durable, and has some crazy grip. Really, some high quality stuff. But we kind of already talked about that, so let's move on and talk about the upper. The upper is primarily made up of that Z-thread upper, as I mentioned earlier. This shit is insanely breathable, whilst also being flexible, durable, and supportive. Felt like some high quality materials, which is kind of what I expect from a $170 shoe. But man, when you're spending 170 bucks, let me tell you, you get some high quality stuff. Love the way it felt, and like I said, high quality stuff. Easy, 8 out of 10. And before I let you guys know the overall rating, let's clarify a few things. I'll briefly talk about the fit, weight, and comparisons to other shoes. Firstly, these babies fit 100% true to size. In the past, I've had some sizing issues with 361, but since those releases, they've really fixed it. Oh man, shout out to 361. In regards to weight, I think these are a middle of the road hoop shoe, if anything, slightly towards the lighter side. Definitely not the lightest, but I think slightly light. And lastly, some sneakers that I would compare these babies to if I had to. A hypothetical item that shoots something to my head. I would say these are awfully similar to that of like a Kyrie 5 or a Kyrie Low 4. That's just what they remind me of off the top of my dome. But the 361 Biospeed BB Reverse, I believe is what they called, gets a really good 8.9 out of 10. And if you want to get them, please use the link in the description. It's an affiliate link and the best place to buy them. And click on that video if you want to watch more of me.